got some great products there, but guess what? We're not done. I get to talk about one of my favorites. There are a lot of things in this industry that I could say I love. And I've talked about relationships today, and I've talked about having relationships with companies. But to be honest with you, this is a company that I consider to be exceptional. Finao is absolutely, bar none, the component that puts more money in my pocket than anything else I do in my studio. We consider ourselves a portrait studio, and of course we want to sell portraits. We want to put that big 30 by 40 on a wall. That's our goal. But we also recognize that our clients can't put everything on their wall. They can't have, you know, if I work with them for the next 18 years raising their children, they cannot put everything on their wall. So we have to be able to provide them an option for capturing and keeping all of these beautiful images. Part one is that I want them to have more, but part two is it's hard for them to give it up. Finao creates gorgeous, stunning, mind-blowing albums. They are absolutely top of the line. I cannot speak highly enough about them. They have been incredibly supportive of me, but the truth is, as much as I appreciate their sponsorship, I appreciate their company even more, because every album you see in my own personal studio, our goal is to put an album in every client's hand. So that's sort of, in after the wall portrait, this is the next thing. We're gonna have our clients have enough images left that they really, really want this album. But an album, to me, our albums start just under $2,000. So something like this for a client starts at around $2,000. So you can imagine, for me, I'm taking a sell that might be $1,000 to $1,500, and all of a sudden we're bumping it up into that $2,000 or $3,000 category. Now, it's taken me a lot of years to get my prices to this point, so I understand that a lot of you are going, whoa, $2,000 album. But understand, when I started with the economy lines, and Finao has great economy lines. They have an album called The Playbook. It's $99, and it's front to back finished, so it's an amazing product. But obviously, my goal is to get that top of the line product into my clients' hands, so we give them choices, and we really help them, we educate them, and to understand why investing in something like this is really going to be the best resource. You can see these are custom albums. You can see that when they hit that top of the line, we actually customize every page for them. We make sure that it's telling the client's story. We allow them to choose the backgrounds. They get to choose the leather choices. You can see this is beautiful. This is a monster album. This is one of our big guys here. But we allow them to choose everything in the album. So it's a lot more intimate with their clients. We get to work with them. This is a great example. This is called a legacy album. This senior, it's a high school senior, but we've been photographing him since he was a little boy. Let me see if I can sneak a peek at one of these shots. So the entire album is really full of his, let's do it this way. I'll let you hold it. It's full of his senior session, and you can see a typical Sandy Putsch senior session, but hold on, wait for it. Did I miss it? I think I missed it, but we have pictures in here of when he was young. Of course, I can't find them now. I won't make you wait for it, but basically we have images from when I first started working with them. And of course, I started photographing him when he was a baby, a newborn baby.
Aww.
And so 18 years later, we have that history. We have all of that here in this book. We work with our clients. This is something we promote. About the last 5 to 8 years, we're telling them, you know what, we're gonna keep these images because you're gonna wanna do a senior album. We're constantly, even when I'm working with 2-year-olds, I'm like, oh my gosh, someday we're gonna make the most amazing album for you, and it's gonna tell this whole story. And you get clients that get very weepy looking at their 2-year-old, imagining having an 18-year-old and having something like this. And we show them the whole way. So we kind of prep and educate our clients along the way that this is what they're really gonna want.
Yeah, what do you, just from a sales perspective, when do you propose an album of this size? Is that something like, say, first time you meet a client, you kind of say, let's get this started, or after you've already photographed them for a while, do you say, hey, it's time now, let's make a collective album?
We specialize in baby photography. So our goal right out of the gate is when a client comes in for their consultation,
set them up for that. Yeah.
We tell them all about the album programs. We have 5 different albums that they can choose from. So if they want an economical line, cool. Because a lot of first-time parents, they don't have the big bucks. They're not established. They can't spend that. But we get them in an economical album, and we tell them they can upgrade if they want to along the way. So what seems expensive at $500 to $1,000 here, by the time the baby's 1, they're looking at something like this going,
they might
you know
upgrade it
what,
at that
it's an
point,
extra 15, you know, whatever it is, they can upgrade it. So we're trying to work with them. So we start as little as newborn. And then of course, as we work with these clients, we have a baby program, and that program follows directly into our children's program. So we work with them until they're 8 years old. And then we have a tween program, so we keep them coming back in their tween years, and the whole time we're talking about this end of the road senior album. So we want them to have an album, as many albums as we can get them to have. But if I were to only choose one album I would want them to have, it's kind of the end of that life cycle. I mean, these kids
you
are.
want to say end of their life.
Well, you know.
Right?
Well,
this is going to be the last album you ever own.
Can I tell you how many people, you know, to a mother, you know, when you sit, especially when I see these moms come in with the seniors and they are in tears watching their seniors just watching the slideshow, and they're crying the whole time. And then when you tell them that they can have this treasure to keep forever.
That's the time to present it.
And it's so beautiful. It's really great to have those experiences. And I know for yourself, you use albums all the time in your work as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're important, and it is a powerful legacy. And I can relate. I have teenage boys, and you look at them now, and you're like, man, it was just yesterday they were that big, you know. And cuddle him in my armpit. He was so cute.
And now,
not anymore.
They're teenagers.
Now they're driving the car.
Yep, we got
my ass on the mountain bike.
Yeah, that's a bad day. I have one more at home that doesn't drive, so 3 out of 4 drive, and I'm just terrified to put the last one on the road. And she's no different than the rest, but I think you go through these cycles of first and last. It's hard letting the first one go. It's going to be just as hard letting the last one go. The middle ones, I was a little better with. They were boys.
Whatever.
The girls, it's a little harder. But you know, the reality is that one of the things that I'm really working towards is my own children. We have albums, but nothing like this. So I hope that when my youngest graduates, this is sort of my plan, is to get my own children
into one of these
books,
yeah.
these finished books. But of course, big shout out to Finao again. They're an incredible company. The work is amazing, but customer service is always my number one concern. And with them, it's all about customer service. They are right there for you. They're going to answer your calls. They're going to help you through. A lot of people get overwhelmed with the idea of creating an album and customizing an album, and they have companies that have templates that you can work with. They can recommend people. They have album software that they recommend. So you would be able to put these together pretty easy. And again, the biggest thing is they have a range of products. They have the economical line all the way up to the highest end. So you're going to get to choose. One of the things that I love, the founder of Finao, she's fantastic. Christine Perry-Burke is huge. I just love her. She's an amazing person. Big shout out and hello to her. But one of my favorite things she ever told me is one day she was really teaching me sales many years ago. She sat me down and she really, she's a tough one. So she read me the riot act and told me what I needed to change. But I soaked it all in, and she said something that I have never forgotten. She went like this. She said, "See this? This is money sitting on the table. The question is it going to your pocket or is it staying in your client's pocket?" And I had to internalize that, because I think sometimes our fear of promoting products or of putting it out there, the fear of saying it's $2,000, I think sometimes we shut a lot of doors. But they want this. Your client wants this product. They want to have it. They want this memory. They cry over these beautiful things. But the money's yours.
Are they waterproof in case they do cry?
Yeah, you can cry on them. It's okay. We'll wipe it up. But the money is yours if you want it. You just have to pick it up, and you have to believe in the product. And we encourage you to do that. So great company. Big shout out to Finao.